Nobody else
All
is going
right.
to talk.
Yeah, we are live. How's it going out there, folks? Are late. We were giving Yankee a little bit of time to finish up with what he was doing because he was having a special episode where he had a panel of guests talking about various subjects. So we gave them a little bit of time when I realized that they were doing their thing over there and didn't want to take away from people watching that to come over here. So we're a little late. Right now, I got Night Strike with me. How are you tonight, Night Strike?
Hello. We have our cameras on because we were showing and telling today.
Yes. Well, we were waiting for Yankee, who might still be going for all we know. We were talking about some rifles that we have.
Yeah,
One of which I tried to send a picture of to Sarge last night, and it wouldn't work with my phone. So, if everybody was watching that saw that last night, this is the rifle that I was trying to show him. John, you got a link, buddy. I sent one out to you. But yes, this is the SKS I was trying to show last night on Sarge's show. Yeah, that particular model was the factory that made that only made them for the Chinese militia. So this is a surplus, the true surplus SKS. This is not a Norinco. This was made and produced before Norinco was ever a thing, which a lot of people don't understand. They see Chinese SKS and they think Norinco. Norinco didn't come about until the late 70s, early 80s.
Really late 70s.
Excuse me.
Really
Sorry, what was that, Nice Breaker?
I was saying really late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah. It was 79, 80, somewhere around there where Norinco.
Now, we were having a discussion about my SKS, which is seen better days, but it's got trench art.
Yes. Looking at
and mine has the wonderful blade bayonet instead of the shitty spike.
Yeah. We were discussing that as well, which bayonet we would, or at least I would prefer if I had no choice to get bayoneted with. I would much rather get bayoneted with the blade than I would the spike, because the spike has that nasty T shape to it, which is going to make a much worse wound than what a straight bladed.
Right, and I was telling him I'd rather shoot the motherfucker that's trying to bayonet charge me.
Yeah, again, this was if there is absolutely no way to avoid it. The worst case scenario, I would rather it be a blade than a spike.
I would rather it be neither because,
again,
I'm
talking worst case scenario. I would rather it not be either as well.
Both are going to hurt regardless.
Yes, it's going to hurt either way. This one's just going to be, the one on mine is just going to be a lot harder for the medics and doctors to take care of because of that blade shape.
But before we were talking, Rich was saying that mine may have just been, a model made for, importation. And I showed it to him, and he's like, no, Night Strike, I think you're right. It has actually a military surplus, maybe for another country, but it's military surplus.
It might be military surplus for China as well as the other countries. Like we were talking before we went live, that looks like it might be a rifle that was refurbished, Chinese surplus, that they refurbished to meet an order from a foreign country. And the way that trench art looks, I've seen similar trench art where they use the thumbtacks and whatnot. That looks like it may have been used at some point in the Middle East. That may have seen service against Israel in one of the wars over there.
Let me.
I can't verify that fact, but it strongly has that appearance. And I see John has joined us. How are you tonight, John?
Hey, fellas. How's everybody doing?
Trench art.
Yeah.
Actually, hey, John, guess what?
Hey, what's up, Night Streak?
You take the bayonet blade off of this rifle, and you can own this in New York. Only a 10-round limit.
Yeah, it's got a 10-round magazine. Mine's got a 10-round magazine.
And again, you probably could own it in New York, but I'm not in New York. I'm in the communist city of New Yorkistan.
Oh, another thing. Where another thing with that the blade doesn't, that you really can't do with the blade that you can do with the spike. It's a monopod.
Okay.
No,
That's
seriously.
pretty awesome.
People would use the spike bayonets as a monopod. You could stick it in the ground and you could actually rotate it, and it would help support the blade, the barrel.
It'll do it. It'll do it. It'll totally do it.
Yeah, not as well because this one's more rounded. You can actually, it's a lot easier if you use it as a pivot point as well.
That's only one you want when you want to clean up the rest of the guts
Yeah.
off the bayonet.
But yeah, we were
What's going on
talking
for tonight.
We're just having SKS chat. Really.
Yeah, we were. And
there's actually a really good website to check out if you want to check out Chinese SKSs. It's SKS files, I think.
Yes,
Right.
I'm a member over there.
Yes, so am I.
R White 135 is who I am over there.
There's another website that has literally every arsenal, everything. It's called Chinese SKS.weebly.com, and they've got literally here. Let me screen share this because this is actually some good information here.
Let me present you if you're going to screen share.
Okay, this is the website. Basically, they've got
SKS files.
this is by SKS files, but they basically have if you got an SKS and you don't know where it's from, they've literally got every way imaginable.
This rifle is in their when you go on to their the forum where they have their the forum posts that have all the different arsenals and everything. This rifle is the only one that they have pictures from this arsenal. This is the 0130.
Wow, there's a whole website dedicated just to the SKS. Wow.
The Chinese SKS. This is just the Chinese SKS.
But SKS Files has listings in their forums on all the different SKSs.
Now, the Ghost SKSs have serial number ranges between 2,000 and 213,000. Okay? And you know how I was telling you that mine is an 11,000 serial number range? That means it falls because it doesn't have a 26 stamp on it. So that means it falls within the 56, 57 Ghost SKSs, which are basically second-gen Sino-Soviets.
Yeah. That one may have been put together by a Soviet.
Yeah.
The 11,000 range, the Soviets would have still had their advisors over there. And some of those were actually assembled by Russians in a Chinese factory.
Because look at how they did the serial number on this one. It looks a lot like how they did it on mine. Yes, this one looks much better condition because this guy is either we finished it or he got it in much better condition than mine.
Yeah, that one may not have seen service in the Middle East.
No.
Yours, I'm willing to bet saw service in the Middle East.
It may have, or it may have just been, it may have been used in whatever conflicts the Chinese military has been in, and then just shoved in
you wouldn't have the trench art. You wouldn't have the trench art on that if it was used by the Chinese.
You don't know that.
Yeah, the Chinese. You do that in the Chinese military, you're in trouble. Mostly, you'll see that in Europe. Some of the ones that were used in the Albanian conflict or the Middle East.
But here's the thing: the way they did the serial number on the stock of this rifle is very similar to the way they did it on my rifle because I don't know, just because of where they put it, very similar.
By the way, this is just to satisfy the viewer's request. Ow! 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 Ow!
Okay, why are you barking like a dog? Hey,
Rich. Ozzy came in and said, "Bark at the moon."
Yeah, howl at the moon. But you know how I said on the trigger guard there was a marking? Yeah. That same marking is on mine.
Yeah, well, like I said, yours looks like it may. would have been a ghost gun that had been refurbished at some point, which is
So
why
does
I think
that
it was shipped to the Middle East, because it looks like you said, your bolt and your bolt carrier don't actually match the rest of it. So I strongly believe that yours was a refurb that was sent to a Middle Eastern um, nation who was a consumer on the consumer end for their military, most likely for use in one of the conflicts against Israel.
Well, good, because that motherfucker's dead and I got his rifle.
Not necessarily. That could have been sitting in an Egyptian armory somewhere, and they found them and they imported them. Especially, you said you got that in 2014. A lot of the rifles that were coming into the country in that time period, remember, that was the ban where they couldn't send them directly from China. So a lot of the rifles actually came in that time period were coming from the Middle East.
But
as long as the rifle's sitting in a country for 5 years or longer, they can be brought into the U.S.
But here's another page where it's dating the Chinese SKS. It's like if your serial number range is from 1 to 2000, it's most likely a mid-1956 Sino-Soviet.
So I got a question for both of you.
Yeah.
Are those all matching parts, stocks, and everything for the both of you that own?
My bolt carrier group and charging handle are not. Everything else, yes.
And
which
Rich?
is why I think his is a refurbished.
I think it might have been an Arsenal retrofit.
Yeah, or retrofit, refurbish, either way.
And how about yours?
Mine is all original.
Wow, that's awesome. All matching parts. That's awesome.
Yeah, this is all everything numbers matches.
And she looks like she's in really good condition too.
But because of the serial number range on mine, I'm pretty sure it's a 56 ghost gun, because the serial number ranges from between 56 and 57 were 2,000 and 213. Mine's 11,000. I'm pretty sure they can make 11,000 of these damn things in 1 year.
Yeah, I don't know if you were there when I in the chat or in here when I was saying it, John. Mine was a Chinese militia model.
But again, this website has everything. Like, say you have one of the Model M's. Check this out. It's one of
the M. For those who don't know, the M is one that takes AK mags and was made specifically for the U.S. market.
By Norinco.
And it's short for messy tongue.
That's referred to by Norinco. They weren't actually made by Norinco. Norinco took a lot of existing parts in existing rifles, scrubbed the actual factory. Like, I don't know if you guys can see on mine. Oh, I'm still presenting.
Rich. Look what it says there.
Yeah, I know what it says, and
it says "Made in China" by Norinco.
Yeah, made in China by Norinco. Yeah, a lot of Norincos. Okay, guys, I don't know if you can see this on mine. See where the serial number and the arsenal number and everything is here on the left side of the rifle.
I can't make it out.
Norinco would scrub that off, refinish it, and then put their markings on it. So just because it says "Made in China" by Norinco doesn't mean Norinco actually made it.
Hey, Mike. What your words there that says "Made in China" made by Norinco? There was no quality control, so you definitely know it was made in China, or at least refurbished in China.
Right. No, I'm not arguing.
His doesn't even say "Made in China" on it.
Mine doesn't say "Made in China." It might have a couple Chinese markings, but that's all it's got. It doesn't.
Here we go.
Made in China, we're on the import stamp.
Here we go. Patriot in the dark. Fake news. Fake news. Fake news.
Yeah.
Mine is a Century import.
Well, I'd tell Patriot in the dark to open his eyes, but then I think I'd be being me.
No, you would just be being Night Streak.
No.
Hey, Patriot, I sent a link to you. Did you get it?
No. Hopefully, he sent it to my email.
Why would I send it to your email if I'm sending it to Patriot?
No, send it to
That's
his.
a good question.
I think, yeah, he should have got it.
Well, I posted this up on the gun channels. I don't know if you saw the side internal chat, Rich.
But
I don't know if you saw the side internal chat, but I
Okay.
put this up on gun channels.
yeah, okay. 'Cause I
Rich,
got it over on gun channels. So
the top cover is also different serial number.
yeah, there's two ANAs thrown out there. There's only 2 gun factories in China. Yeah, now back before Norinco, there was a bunch of them all over the place. What happened was in the late 70s, early 80s, China got this idea that they were going to combine all their factories together. And they were going to repurpose some factories for making some other things. One of them, I think, actually started making Suzuki motorcycles for the Chinese market. So they basically took them all together and they created Norinco and what was the other one?
Well, the first one was the Jiangxi Arsenal 26.
Yeah, that's 26. But then you had a bunch of other little smaller arsenals, like the one my rifle came out of. Trying to remember what the other. Anyway, Norinco's the one that did all the consumer rifles. The other arsenal is the ones that still make the Chinese military's weaponry.
Well, Armament says it's FWI. I think that's what he called it.
For what it's worth.
For what it's, I think he got his thing wrong, but yeah.
I don't know. He says Unloaded Media FWI only, like 2 gun factories in China. Norinco is the biggest. Yeah. FWI, I don't know what that stands for.
I think he lost the letter for what it's worth or something.
Oh, okay. I got you. My bad. I'm not hip to all the kids.
Typoed and dropped the second W.
Yeah, I'm not hip to all the young kids acronyms.
Yeah, that's what I was just talking to was his comment there. But yeah, you got Norinco, which does all your consumer rifles, and they do the refurbs on old surplus and export them, and they're the ones that any exports that are going for consumer use come out of Norinco.
Okay.
The Chinese military rifles and handguns and whatnot that they're using now come out of the other arsenal. But before that, there was arsenals all over China that made weapons for military.
Yeah.
Well, really Patriot in the Dark says they're known for 2 things: the guns and apparently pocket fishing poles.
No, that's Ronco.
Oh, okay.
That's Ronco.
That last night.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
we were just talking about guns because today is the 2nd of the month, so it is every second matters. And we were talking, and earlier today, I went to go and get food at the store at Walmart. And
that's how we ended up on the SKSs, by the way, folks.
And I ended up buying another rifle.
What did you buy?
Let me go get it. Right up.
I went into my Walmart in this state in Long Island, so I traveled quite a bit to get there. But I was working, so
I bought a semi-automatic 22.
So I went to Walmart, and it was just like no ammo, no guns, no nothing. It was so sad. It was like a neutered Walmart.
So I bought a semi-automatic 22. They had one in Hunter camo with no scope for $156. I asked them if they had one in black because I just wanted it, in black.
Because it's just so much scarier.
Yeah, because it's so much scarier. And guess what? They did have one in stock, and the guy rang it up, and it said $99 for a semi-automatic 22. And you know what? I was talking with Clover about getting one, and he said don't bother getting a semi-automatic 22 with extended magazines because most often than not they don't work.
Yeah,
or they have bad reliability. So I went and got this because let's be honest, $99 as opposed to getting one with a hunter stock. For
you can't beat that. Yeah, $100, you got a good deal.
Yeah, real quick, guys, A&A's out there again. He's talking about the Mac 90 and the Polytechs, and oh
God, A&A's out there. Please, someone get the muzzle.
The Polytech was before the ban, and then you had the Mac 90, which is basically the same rifle after the ban, where they took off the bayonet lugs and bunch. and made it safe for import under the ban that was done way back when. Yeah. Yep. I knew about that. A lot of people take their Mac 90s and they'll deban them, which means they'll turn them back into their proper configuration. They'll put the bayonet lugs back on them and whatnot.
But again, $99 22 semi-auto at Walmart.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's a good deal.
Yeah. Like I said, before we went on the air when we were talking about it, they had the same one at the Walmart here, but it had a wood stock, and I didn't have the money for it.
But I got the money because it was my birthday this week. Family gave me money, and I was in the market for a 22 anyways. So that's basically what I got with the money I got from family. I bought a 22.
Uh-oh, you're scaring A&A out there. You're muzzling him.
Well, you know, he's an old man. He'll get over it. He won't remember this in like 5 minutes.
Okay. Now Night Strike is insulting the audience.
Oh, it's just A&A. He'll live. He won't remember this.
That's Night Strike. Do 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 do. Doink.
So, what else were we talking about?
We for like almost an hour we were just talking about SKSs.
Yeah, and I told them like halfway through the chat, you know, we really should just turn the camera on and just, you know, put it on live and just talk about it on here because there's so many good resources and whatnot available. If you buy an SKS and you don't know where it came from, there are ways. Again, that website, ChineseSKS.weebly.com, that helps you identify and tell you where your rifle came from.
Yeah,
I got a question. I got a question for you.
And if it's not on there, go to the SKS file forum, and they will help you.
So Rich, yours all matching parts, all original.
Yeah.
Night Strikes, couple of not matching parts. Have you either one of you actually shot it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And how is it?
It's an SKS.
No comment.
It's got a punch, but it hits its target.
It's the same caliber as an AK.
The SKS isn't the most accurate rifle in the world, but it was never designed to be.
Right.
But no, hold up. That's not true. Compared to the AK, the SKS is more accurate.
I know. I've fired AKs and I've fired SKSs, and they're both around the same from my experience.
And were you using standard charges?
Just using regular old steel ammo. You know, what they were designed to use. I've also shot brass out of an AK.
Any difference?
They both can shoot better than what I can. I'll just put it that way. There's like, I really can't give you an answer to that because I didn't notice one, but then, you know, it's been a while since I fired one. I've used the brass, so I might not just be remembering, but there wasn't any real noticeable difference that I could tell at 100 yards with them. So a longer distance than that, maybe.
So what's the deal with the title? Burglar gets into deep.
We were gonna. No. He literally gets into deep poo-poo. I sent the link when I sent you the links. I also sent you a link to that story, so you might want to check your
separate email.
Yeah, in a separate email.
Okay, that's why I went to the first one and that was it.
Yeah, but
oh my goodness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we want to get into that story now, or do we want to keep talking rifles for the time being?
You know, I don't want to get you copyright infringed, but insert that Back to the Future reference here. Manure. I hate manure.
Yeah, I don't think it's good. It will be a copyright infringement because it's just like a 30-second clip. But yeah, That,
You know how they get with the copyright shit.
yeah. Let me see. I got that pulled there. Let me screen share this real quick here. Let's see, where is it? I'm trying to. I hate doing this. Share. All right, we're going there. And we're there.
And Rich, I
Everybody
have to say, I'm digging the mullet.
Huh? I don't got a mullet.
You're getting there.
No, it's the same length all the way around. I just got to pull back.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what about this burglar guy?
Hey, could you see the story when I had that up? I'm trying to get to where I'm presenting.
Go back to it.
All right, let me go back to that website here. If I can find the damn thing. There we go. So y'all see that, right? Burglar suspect nabbed after getaway vehicle gets stuck in large manure pile. A bungling burglar in Minnesota was nabbed after his pickup got stuck in a large pile of foul-smelling manure during the getaway, according to reports. Matthew Bloomquist, 29, of, I guess that's Hawick, Minnesota, was found standing on the side of the road smoking a cigarette covered in manure from his waist to his feet when deputies arrived to investigate Wednesday morning, according to Stearns County Sheriff Don Gudmundson. Yeah, I love these Nordic names they have up there. He was wearing... Huh?
Gudmundson.
Yeah, Gudmundson. Yeah, Gudmundson, whatever it is.
Yeah, Gundam.
Notice he's from Steam County.
Yeah.
Where manure lives.
No, it's actually Stearns County. At first, I thought it was Steams too, and then I blinked a couple times. And yeah, that's an R and an N.
That is an R. Yeah.
He was wearing jean shorts over long underwear and no shoes, which the deputies assumed were somewhere in the manure pile. The sheriff said Friday in an incident report titled "Something Doesn't Smell Right." How's that for the name of an incident report? Can you imagine hitting that incident report to the DA and they look at that like, really? Like, just read the incident report. Anyway, obviously, this encounter was accompanied by a strong smelling odor, he said.
You don't say.
Add to that the fair amount of rain we received over the weekend, and you have a nice blend. Deputies said Bloomquist was caught snatching lumber and other items from a farm shed in Maine Prairie Township. When the farm owner called to report the overnight burglary, he said surprisingly that the pickup involved was still on the property, stuck in the manure. The owner said he saw two men, but one managed to run off. Yeah, probably driven off by the smell. The owner said he saw two men, but one managed to run off. Okay, I'd said that. Bloomquist and the other man apparently spent hours trying to free the pickup without success, the sheriff said. When questioned, Bloomquist told deputies that his friend bought the lumber and that he was helping him, according to the sheriff. He was helping him what? Build a shed in the farmer's manure pile?
Apparently.
Gudmundson said a deputy hosed off Bloomquist before taking him to jail, where he was booked on burglary and possession of stolen property charges. Bloomquist's rap sheet included a 2012 burglary conviction and 2 arrests for possession of burglary tools, the St. Paul Pioneer Press reported. The trip to jail was made with the windows open, Gudmundson said, adding that the deputy's patrol vehicle still reeked as of Thursday.
Yeah, it's like someone throwing up in your car. That stuff doesn't leave so quickly.
Yeah. So
basically, crap got caught by crap.
Yes.
Huh. How ironic. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. If you're going to rob from somebody, do not try to drive your getaway vehicle through their manure pile. That is
I guess he felt like he was getting closer to family when he went into it.
That one there, I don't know. I saw that and I thought that was just funny from not the, oh my God, that is so hilarious, but oh my God, what a dumbass.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah.
But no. Insert Back to the Future reference. Manure I hate manure.
Yes.
Well, apparently not as much as the guy who drives into it.
A&A, did you see
Talk
the
about
picture?
being knee deep.
A&A saying unless you're using a monster truck. As deep as that manure was in the picture that accompanied that story, I don't think it would have mattered. That was a lot of manure.
A lot of manure.
And they sunk in it like mud.
Well, look at his face. When his regular face looks like he's in manure all the time.
That was just makes you wonder about some people.
As I said, talk about being knee deep.
By the way, just to prove that I do use it, this is the Fort Scott Munitions steel tumbler that I got from Gentleman Outdoors.
Cool.
That's the one he got at Tulsa.
Yay, Tulsa.
Hey, Tulsa.
I got stuff from Tulsa even though I wasn't there.
I noticed that.
Pretty awesome, right?
Yeah, that's not the only thing I got from Tulsa.
Uh-oh.
I got 2 or 3 of those Fort Scott Munitions lanyards too.
Nice.
Oh, the way you said it, I thought there was going to be like a weird twist to it. Uh-oh, what'd you get?
I got a bunch of stuff. A bunch of stickers and gun oil catalog and Colt belt buckle.
Oh, cool. Huh.
Yeah, the one that like what Tardot has. He said he had 2 of them.
That's the belt buckle with that swings open to the side.
Yeah. So it's one of those ones that's got the little peg that you stick through a hole instead of being your standard buckle that clasps. You know what I mean?
Okay, cool. Very cool.
Hashtag buckle lives matter. Hashtag buckle lives matter.
Yeah. I guess Patriot just couldn't see the link in his email.
Tell him to keep his eyes open for it later.
Yeah. Patriot, you really got to keep your eyes open for that link, man. I sent you one.
You guys are bad.
You're awful, but it's funny. I'm a bad influence. I'm sorry.
Hey, I made the blind joke before you did.
All right. Okay.
He's a good sport, though. He makes the jokes himself.
He does. You know, he says things, you know, which like, wait a minute.
If you don't realize what he just said.
If you don't know he's blind, you'd be like, wait a minute, I see what he did there.
Mm-hmm.
Because
yeah, but he doesn't.
Oh, oh no, but he knows he says it.
No, never mind.
And he says it just to get a a rise out of somebody. Well, I guess he says it without even realizing that he's saying it. So, anyways, what else? Didn't you have another topic?
I'm gonna hit this shit out here.
Yeah, the Burger King manager that caught the carjacker.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Hold on a second.
Was that an additional separate email?
That's insane.
Or was that in the same email as the original one?
Same.
Okay, you send it in both. Okay, never mind. Let me open that up. Oh my god, it's not loading. What the hell? There you go.
That wonderful New Yorkistan email, I guess.
Okay, I'm back.
The Burger King.
Not that I actually went anywhere. You can probably still see me on camera, but my wife was talking. I was looking out to the side like that. That's why.
How dare she talk to you when we're busy with a podcast?
Yeah. Anyway, women are like that.
I know, right?
Now I just insulted all the women viewers.
Just don't tell them how to do that. Otherwise, she'll throw punch you.
Just tell them it was Night Strike.
Yeah, but she deserved it because she didn't show up. She's getting ready for that gun gals chat. That, you know.
Yeah, just tell them it was me, and they'll be like, "Oh, that asshole." I know.
I've been threatened to be throw punched a few times, especially tonight. We were talking about Chinese food.
7 times in one day. That hurt.
The night we were talking about Chinese food, I mean, not Chinese food, Japanese food, and she just did not pick up on the innuendo. Were you there for that night, Strike?
I don't think I was,
no. I know RL was, and he finally just came out and blurted it out what we were talking about.
RL is a special individual in himself.
Yeah, I literally thought that Gunpowder was going to get sick right there. I don't know if anybody out there in the chat was there for that conversation, but that was a special one. That was a late night one. We didn't go off until, I think, 3 a.m. that night. And the last 2 hours, we just went completely off the rails. I don't even remember how we got talking about the subject we were talking about, to be honest with you. But it was bad. And then Vanessa Kitty just made it even worse. So, yeah.
Vanessa's always instigating.
Yeah. Well, she was just adding to. She wasn't instigating. I had already instigated it by that point. And then RL, when he just flat out came out and said it. I'm not going into it now because that is definitely that it's too early in the day for that.
Too early? Wait. What time is it?
It's only 9:30.
Are you sure that's too early?
Yeah, this is more of a after midnight.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just finished reading this Burger King story. And just like, wow, this piece of crap was really brutal on this old lady.
Yeah. I guess I better screen share that story so y'all can see that one too. So, yeah. Yep. Am I still presenting or did I turn it off? If I turned that off. I said I was turned off. Okay. So, we got Florida Burger King manager chases down after 80 woman fights her off. A Burger King manager chased down a woman and held her for police Thursday after she, tried to carjack an 80-year-old woman in the Florida fast food parking lot. The elderly woman said to WFTV that she had gotten out of her car to go into the restaurant and purchase a breakfast sandwich at the Sanford fast food restaurant. When she did, a woman approached her. I noticed this lady walking up towards me pretty fast. I thought it was a panhandler, and she just kept coming up to me. She said, "Give me your keys or I'll shoot you." The victim, who asked not to be identified, said the attacker, Michelle Shockley, tried to grab her keys. She kept grabbing me and kept trying to get my keys, and I refused to give her my keys. And then finally she tripped me and knocked me over, the victim told WFTV. The victim said she did not see a gun, so she defended herself until Shockley pushed her to the ground. Fortunately, patrons inside the restaurant saw the altercation and came out to help. Shockley ran across the street, police said to WFTV, and the Burger King manager followed her and was able to restrain her until police came. The manager is the one who deserves the Medal of Honor here, believe me, the victim said. She told me later that she ran across the street after the lady and tackled her and held her there till police got there. The victim was not injured. Shockley was arrested and is being held on $28,000 bond, which means that she could get out for as little as $4,000 to $5,000. Yay.
Well, I'm pretty sure if she treated an 80-year-old lady like that, it's not her first time.
Oh, yeah. I doubt she's a first-time felon.
Because that's pretty brutal to keep pushing and tripping an 80-year-old like that.
Yes, it is.
Well, Rupan, I'm hoping that's not the case. I'm hoping BK will have more common sense than that. But again, nothing surprises me these days.
Well, it's happened before where people that did stuff like that end up getting fired, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
But hopefully she does not get fired. where was it that somebody did? Was it Walmart where somebody got fired or something along those lines not that long ago? I don't remember.
It was a gun shop.
No, I'm talking a different one where the manager went to help somebody and they got fired. No, I'm not talking about the one where somebody was trying to rob the gun shop and they didn't let them. It was something else. It was a similar thing to this. But yeah, that's was
messed up.
No, sadly, people try to do the right thing, and those that stand with a nut job left don't want people to do the right thing. They don't want people to help each other, and they want to create havoc. So, thank God there are still people out there in this world who give a shit.
Yep. Personally, I think the victim in the case was right. The manager should be getting a medal, but more than likely should probably get a reprimand or something from the corporate office because that's the way things are going anymore. Mainly because the company involved is afraid that they're going to get sued.
Why would they get sued for someone breaking the law?
That they'll get sued for their actions. Oh, they helped me.
Look at the left. Look at the left defending murderers and rapists and child molesters, and the left defends all the people who just pretty much don't belong on this earth. They defend them till the death, and the people who try to do the right thing and try to live civil, good lives. Those are the people that they always point the finger at as doing something wrong. This is how the left is.
Am I still presenting to you guys? Because on my screen it says
only your logo.
Logo is still showing. Why?
Well, your logo shows if you're not presenting or showing the camera.
Yeah. I'm not showing. Yeah, but when you guys talk, your logo's not popping up like it's supposed to.
Maybe you are presenting.
I'm not.
You're not. You got to give. It's YouTube. It's slow to catch up. It'll change in a minute.
I was just wanting to check to see if because I represented and then turned it off again, and it's still
it is off. It's just YouTube.
Yeah. It's just YouTube being stupid. But, yeah. Anyway, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you, Sean. What were you saying?
John, what were you saying?
I finished what I was saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I would definitely say that this is something that should not get the manager in trouble.
Shall not be infringed. Wait, no, that's not right.
Shall not be infringed. My name is Night Strike.
Yeah,
don't infringe me.
Yeah, it's only showing my logo now because I turned the camera off.
I'll turn mine off then.
Yeah. Well, I turned the camera off because it was stuck on me. And
I'm turning the camera off so they don't have to.
Yeah, I can't get it to where it's not stuck on me. It's just acting stupid right now.
Stuck on you, never meant to. Guess I'm on my way.
Stop, John.
Yeah, John.
John, don't give up. Don't give up your day, John.
So I bought one of those 1 pound meat sacks from Walmart. 93.7 fat.
What?
So I'm gonna make some good patties tomorrow. You know the meat packages, they look like they come in a salami roll.
Oh, okay.
But it's the beef.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about. Meat sack. What?
Yeah.
They sell a sack of meat at Walmart. What?
That's what I call them.
Seen that.
And I couldn't.
Various steaks and bros.
I know, right? Yeah, but so I I looked for this like smaller ones. You know, the least amount of fat, the 93.7 is what they had as far as least amount of fat. Then I moved my head to the right, and I'm like, holy crap! They get bigger and bigger, like up to 10 pounds. Holy mother of
Yeah. Yeah, those packs of ground beef, those are huge.
yeah.
Well, have you
So it
seen
was
the
a
ones they get at Costco?
no,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the more traditional with the styrofoam, plate underneath it,
right?
wrapped in plastic wrap.
How big
These
are
are
those?
used as a boat anchor. They're huge.
Jesus Christ!
It's like 10 pounds of ground beef.
Yeah, when I looked to the right, that's what Walmart had too. 10 pounds and like a big ass salami wrapper. I'm just like, what
I
the
haven't
hell?
seen the Walmart ones at 10 pound size. I've seen up to
Yeah,
5.
yeah, they have them in 10 pounds. So just like, holy crap!
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Costco has a 20-pounder.
So
I just don't go to Costco anymore because I don't feel it's worth the price for the membership just to go and shop there.
Well, it depends on what you're buying.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it depends on how often you go.
That's true. Yeah, I go to Walmart once in a while, and I
Those,
usually the stuff I'll get is goes in the freezer anyway.
the Costco pizzas, man, those things are huge. Pretty good too when you put
yeah,
them in.
they're delicious.
They're a hell of a lot better than Walmart's pizza. The Costco
I
one, it's like it's actually made with fresh dough. The Walmart ones, the big ones you get at Walmart, that's like one of those pie crust things you buy off the shelf.
right.
But the Costco ones, it's actually fresh dough that they use.
Well, I'm trying to stay away from like stuff that's been frozen and packaged to stay fresh.
Well, it's not. I mean, they sell through these pizzas so fast. They make them every day at Costco,
Well,
and
pizza's bad for pizza.
they're in the meat section.
No, I'm just talking about the stuff that's actually frozen or canned,
Yeah.
and that's most of what they sell in big bulk, so you could save money. That's what Costco and BJ and that's like their thing.
Yeah,
So
we would go and buy like big jars of pickles and stuff like that.
yeah. Really, the only thing I would buy over there are the pickles.
And like Country Time lemonade and stuff because they get those really big cans of that, the restaurant packs of it. And meats, we would get their meats from there because they would get the really big packs of steaks and stuff.
So you've shopped at Walmart and you've shopped at the other big box, Costco and all those things. What do you think? Who do you think has a better deal on the meat? Like if you were buying like steaks and stuff, or would you say it's the same?
Costco was a little cheaper, but now it's a pain in the neck to get to Costco now. Walmart's right down the street.
Yeah, now that you've moved, yeah.
Yeah. Before Walmart and Costco, we would have to go. We would hit both at the same time because Costco was down the street from Walmart. So you would go to Costco for some stuff and then go to Walmart for the rest. Now we would have to travel 45 minutes away or so to get the Costco. Walmart's a 5-minute walk, which is why all 3 of my kids work at Walmart now.
Hey, I mean, they get a good employee thing there too, right?
They're making $11 an hour to start.
Right, but I'm saying their employee discount, it helps too, right?
Oh, they don't get that until, was it 6 months?
6 months?
3 months.
It's got to be 90 days, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I can remember. Yeah, my son just said it's 3 months.
Okay, yeah. 90 days makes sense.
Yeah. Just in time for Christmas.
What kind of discount do they get? Is there like a percentage or what?
10%.
Okay, it's better than nothing.
Yeah. After 90 days, they get 10% discount.
Awesome.
And they have year-long layaway now. So.
For their employees?
No, everybody. Walmart
Really?
brought their layaway department back.
Oh,
they have
wow.
year-round layaway. Right now, they're doing the special holiday layaways.
You know what? I should have gotten that gun on layaway instead of paying it all up front.
It's $100. It's not a big deal.
Yeah,
I know. I was being a cheap ass. All right.
You always are a cheap ass. Today's no different.
I know. You know me.
Ozzy Osbourne says Walmart hamburgers taste nasty. Never tried them.
It tastes like styrofoam.
Pretty weird ass meat, if you ask me. Tastes like styrofoam. And Grim shouts out 2A every day. That's right, baby. 2A every day.
Well, we had ground turkey tacos tonight.
Shall not be infringed.
Shall not be infringed.
Why do you say it so?
My name is Night Strike. Don't infringe me.
Ground turkey actually makes
Knock
good.
it off, John.
If you got the ground turkey, it's just the turkey breast. That makes good tacos.
John, I know you're infringed a lot, and it sucks.
Wow. I live in fringes.
You're in Fringe Central.
What part of New York do you live in?
Ha 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 ha. Wouldn't you like to know?
I'll tell him.
I'm gonna go on a limb, and I'm just gonna say the Bronx, just for the hell of it.
No.
I wish I lived in the Bronx. Then I'd be closer to being out of the city.
Okay, Queens. I'm just saying list off all 5 boroughs.
I'm in the 5 boroughs. Correct.
You can't afford Manhattan.
The people living in Manhattan can't afford it.
Well, that's not true of all people living there.
Well, that's true.
All right, but
once you get to Park Avenue and all that.
But Rich, can you name the 5 boroughs?
I'll let you know when I win a lottery if I get there or not.
Can I name all 5 boroughs?
Yeah.
Staten Island, the Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn, and Manhattan.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 ding, 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 ding. We have a winner. Night Strike was about to do a giveaway for the rifle he just purchased, but you answered.
No! Fuck you, John.
Well, if he was giving a rifle away, I should have just won it.
Well, yeah, but you answered too fast. You didn't give him a chance to make the offer.
No, I'm not making that offer. I'm keeping that rifle. Good. Go away. It's my birthday rifle. Anyways. Do either of you have any graphical skills?
Graphical? Really? Is that a word? No.
In what way?
Hold on a second. When is the word graphical a word?
It is.
It is
graphical.
Yes.
As in
graphical.
images.
Graphical.
Yes.
Graphical.
Because
with an AL at the end. That's what he's saying.
Yes.
I need somebody to help me come up with a design for a GunTube challenge coin.
Hold on a second. Let me look up this word graphical.
I can colorize. I can't draw.
So you want to know how to draw a graph?
No, graphics. Graphical.
No, graphical relating to or in the form of a graph.
Well, never mind. But any illustration is a type of graph.
So Night Strike wants to make a graph of what? Like a pie chart?
I don't know.
Well, okay. I could make a pie chart for you.
No, John, I need help with graphics. Excuse me.
Oh,
I
okay.
misspoke. Get off my nuts.
Even you can't find those.
Are you trying to say Night Strike is Peter Griffin?
Okay, they're on his face a little, I admit. Okay.
You know, if you're going to go that far, I'm telling you right
I'm not
now,
talking the more southerly parts of
John Z is more round than I am.
Peter Griffin, the one male character on TV that can walk around naked without a problem.
All right, but anyways, yeah, I'm looking at getting some challenge coins made for GunTube, and I need to come up with a design.
Why don't you just use the GunTube logo?
I am, but
So
I don't
what do
have
you have to do
Photoshop,
then?
and I need to do
Oh, you need to do the vector art.
the vector art for the lettering.
Well, I believe who has it? Ghost and Clover.
Ghost has
and,
been really busy lately.
Yeah.
I'm not a bothered Ghost. Ghost's been ultra busy.
Yeah, he's got himself 2 jobs now.
Oh yeah, that's right. The gun club too. The gun range.
Yeah.
He's an important man now.
Well, they probably saw his videos and said, "We want you to do our gun range."
Oh, he's also, don't forget, he's also doing reviews for that one website now too. Gear reviews or something.
Really?
Yeah. Don't you pay attention to his Instagram?
No, not at all.
That shows.
I don't pay attention to Instagram too much because I don't like Instagram that much.
I think he posted something on Patreon about it too, or on YouTube. I forget which one.
Well, Grim says whatever you make the logo, it has to have "shall not be infringed" on it.
Well, no, with GunTube, it'll probably be for the founding members. It's going to be a founding members challenge coin. So if you help out, with the GoFundMe campaign, and you get the perk for the challenge coin, it'll say founding member of GunTube, and all that.
And if you get a main coin with the Night Strike logo on it, it says "infringe this, biatch." That's the coin I want.
We need to get the challenge coin to get John Z out of New York.
Yeah, that's not a cool challenge coin. That's just a piece of metal.
I don't know.
It's a blank.
Yeah, exactly. It's a blank cashier's check.
I don't think
No, it's a coin blank. It's what they call them.
No, Night Strike. I said it's a blank cashier's check, not a blank check. If it was a cashier's check, it would already be signed and made out.
Anyways, so Rich, do we have anything else to talk about tonight, or do we pretty much solve the world's problems?
I don't know. I told you in the email. I said I'll be prepared to have a topic.
Hey, I brought the topic. We were talking about it before.
No, you didn't bring it. We stumbled on it. Would be more of the situation there.
No. I brought the topic.
Anywhere you go with Night Strike, you're always stumbling across an SKS.
Yeah, we just stumbled across an SKS chat.
So Ozzy Osbourne suggests, how about a GunTube Patreon supporters? That's a good one.
Might also put a couple up there.
So how many faces would you put on a challenge coin?
Well,
or would it just be like a title?
It's 2 sides, okay? One will have the GunTube logo and the URL to GunTube. And I think the other one will say founding member of GunTube.
It won't have a picture of you like grabbing yourself and saying infringe this?
No, I don't think I can get that on there. I want it to look nice, John. I don't want it to look shitty.
I just thought of something.
What's up?
When you were looking at the SKS Files website and everything, Nice Strike, we should have had you look up which one was the one with the longer handguard and stuff on it that we were talking about earlier.
We should have, but then people wouldn't go and look for themselves.
Sure they would, because he would just show them how cool it is. Then they can go look at other stuff themselves. And they can go looking up Russians and Korean and Vietnamese.
Yeah, the problem is the North Korean SKS is like one of the most rare SKS to find in the United States. Because not many were brought in.
No, there's only like 50 of them, I think.
I heard there was only like 100 in the country.
Is that the one you have, or is that the one Rich has?
No, that's not.
No.
Neither one of us have that. Trust me.
Okay.
No, if one of us had that, we could sell it for a pretty penny.
They're the worst made SKS, and they're the most expensive SKS.
Yeah,
Really?
just because. Yeah,
The rarity.
They're the most they're the most expensive because they're the most rare. One and two, because they're rare, they're literally you can't find them anywhere else other than North Korea.
So the rarest part of them is the fact that they suck so bad.
Yeah.
No, the rarest part of them is the fact that they're North Korean.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
So.
You can't get them. They're just not there. They're literally the unicorn of the SKS world. They're the rarest of the rare.
You could pretty much say that for any resident of North Korea.
Yeah, but these actually made it into the country.
That's true.
But not a lot of them.
Just like most residents in North Korea.
There's probably more human residents in North Korea and the U.S. than there are
in North Korea.
SKSs.
Yeah, you're probably right.
And the ones that did get brought into the country, I believe, are all war bringbacks from Vietnam. So that makes them even rarer, to be honest with you.
Anyways,
yeah. What about your Indiegogo campaign? Did you start something already?
I haven't started. I'm still setting it up.
So nothing is active.
Nothing is active yet. I'm working.
Sarge is gonna be disappointed.
I know, but Sarge isn't the one that has to figure out how to pitch something because I don't normally pitch things.
Just freaking do it and figure it out once you have it up.
Sarge isn't here. I sent him a link.
I think Sarge is not worried
about video cards.
No, we're not going to.
So if you were to recommend a video card for him, what one would it be?
Well, he's using a laptop, so no.
For when he builds his desktop.
When he builds his desktop, I would probably recommend something from the NVIDIA line just because they're more inexpensive than AMD.
No, AMD video cards are cheaper.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. I've used many AMD video cards.
I would just use an external video card.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
I would.
Unless you got an Alienware
laptop that can do that?
Unless you got the Alienware laptop like what I have, which has the special port specifically for
Thunderbolt.
The external video card enclosure that's made for those laptops. External video cards really aren't that good.
No, Rich. What I would recommend if he just needs to do video editing and his son wants to play a couple games, I would recommend something like either a GTX 1050.
No, I would say 10. I would at least go with 1060.
Well, hold on. I was going to say get the 4 gigabyte 1050 or get a 1060. Okay.
I would say 1060. 1060 would be the lowest I would go.
And I've looked at the prices.
If you're just doing the video editing, I would agree with you to 1050. And I would go with the 1050 Ti. But for video gaming,
that's what I was saying. The 1050 Ti.
Yeah, for video gaming, I wouldn't go beyond below a 1060.
Well, a 1050 Ti is just fine because we got that for Never Enough Ammo, and he's using that and having a blast with it.
Yeah, but what game's he playing? That's what I'm saying. You got to look at what games his son's playing and what games Matt's playing. Different games have different graphical needs.
But
see, now the word graphical was used correctly.
John,
I'm just saying.
So stuck up.
I'm just saying.
You're starting to act like those liberals in New York. John.
I'm just saying.
Pull back.
I'm just saying.
Well, stop saying.
Another good one would be the Radeon 580, by the way. What is it? Radeon R9 580?
Yeah.
Oh, the R9 is pretty good.
The prices are still fluctuating on those just because of the damn miners. So
the Bitcoin miners are the problem.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying going NVIDIA, because NVIDIA is not really good for Bitcoin money, but it's great for gaming and graphics.
The problem I've seen lately with the AMD prices have come back down. A lot of it
not enough.
Was all the flooding over in Asia. That was causing huge problems in video cards, not just the Bitcoin miners.
Why doesn't he just get the Dell NVIDIA Tesla V100 GPU? It's only $19,500.
That's why.
I'm just saying.
But you can get the 580 with 8 gigabits of RAM for about the same price as between the price of a 1060 and a 1070. I mean, that's a good video card. And that 8 gigabits of video RAM would be really good for video editing.
Right. So Rich is right. There's an XFX AMD Radeon 550. It has 4 gigs.
580.
It's $129.
Yeah, I wouldn't go with the 540.
550, I said.
No, 550. I wouldn't go with the 550 either.
Okay.
You would want the 570, 580.
So you want to start at about $240. Okay.
Yeah,
that's not bad. That's not terrible.
No.
Pony has one also. Oh, it's an NVIDIA GeForce with a 1060. That's what you were talking about before.
Yeah,
that's only $270.
Yeah, the 1060 would be the minimum I would go with on a NVIDIA card.
No, yeah, I would concur.
I remember
or like you said, the XFX AMD 580 GTS.
Yeah.
And that's about the same. That's $279, and the Radeon, not the Radeon, the NVIDIA GeForce 1060 is $269. So they're about roughly the same price.
Yeah, and the 580 is a little bit better than what the 1060.
Pony also has the NVIDIA GeForce 1050 Ti, but that's only 4 gigs. So it's less. It's a few dollars less. So yeah, I would go with, like you said, the 1060 or the 580.
Again, this is minimum.
Yeah.
Ideally, I would go with the 1070 if he's got the money to spend for that. That's what I have in my laptop's 1070.
Now, do you know what kind of port he's using? If he's using DVI, a display port, HDMI, VGA?
That's for a monitor. That's what your monitor hooks up to.
Right. Do you know what he's displaying it off of?
Well, it doesn't matter. They're all HD ports.
Yeah.
Right, but
they all have them.
Well, not all of them have all the same ports.
And they have adapters that don't cost a lot.
I mean, I don't know. I don't recommend adapters sometimes, but that's just me.
My son's is running off an adapter. He has a GTX 980 in his.
And what's he using? A multi-port adapter?
He's got a DVI to HDMI.
Okay. Well, I hope he spent good money on it, because the cheap ones don't last long.
He's had this for over a year.
All right, so he must have spent some decent money on the adapter.
Yeah, he's got a decent desktop. We got sale and paid under $1,000 for his computer. He's got an i7 and the 980 in there, which the only video card right now that's better than the 980 is the 1080.
Yeah.
He's got a good video card and a good CPU. He's got the prior generation i7, I guess the quad core. There's a builder on eBay that was there. They have their own website, but they also sell on eBay. We got it for under $1,000. I was like, Christ, we couldn't build it for that price. We essentially paid for the video card and the CPU and got the rest of the damn thing for free with it. If you look at the prices of what the 980 was, I mean, even still, the price of the 980, even though they're a couple years old now, they're still expensive video cards.
David Bowling says, I have no clue what they are talking about, but it's interesting hearing them talk about it. Well, I think we're going to stop talking. Let's double back around, Rich, because they're getting confused.
I'm sure somebody out there understands it. I mean, you got people out here,
but only Clover.
Clover would understand.
It's about the only one that whipped him.
I would
I don't know,
love. I mean, this is pretty cheap for what it is, but the new HP AMD Fire Pro, the 9150, that looks like a freaking kick-ass video card, and I'm a little curious as to why it's only $400.
Those are business use.
Right, but that's still a high-end GPU. I mean, why is it only
You wouldn't want to use
$400?
that for video gaming.
Right, but why is it only $400? That's what I'm curious.
Because that's outdated.
That's outdated?
Yep.
Huh. Still,
Those video cards, when they first came out, they were well over $1,000.
yeah, easy, yeah.
Those are ones that you would use for computer-aided drafting and whatnot.
What's the difference between the XFX 580 and the XFX 580 Black Edition?
You would have to read the description. They probably have the they probably have one clocked at a higher base clock speed and stuff. That's usually the way that works. You'll get the base model, which isn't overclocked, then you'll get the special editions like the Black edition from that, or the Super whatever it is from EVGA that I can't remember right now what they call the Super something that they call theirs. Compared to the regular one won't be overclocked factory, but those ones would be.
Yeah, it's running at 1400 5 megahertz. Yeah, it's a little clocked. It's clocked a little higher. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what your difference would be. And usually when you get those ones, they have a little bit better cooling element on there because they are overclocked from the factory. Which brings up another topic. With new CPUs, do you see the point in liquid cooling Night Strike?
The problem is the newer CPUs are getting ridiculous. Like just with the sheer amount of cores, what the new NVIDIA core, not NVIDIA, but the new AMD cores. What was it? It's not 16. It's like 32.
Yeah, the thing is with these new CPUs, you can overclock them on just air. You don't need a liquid cooler. And if you get a liquid cooler, a true water cooled system is just a pain in the ass and absolutely unnecessary these days because they're using less energy and producing less heat while running faster and with more cores.
Yeah. I mean, the new AMD Ryzen, which the 2990WX, is like 32 cores, 64 threads. And that is ridiculous. That is huge. But again, depending on the actual running temperature, maybe water cooling could help. But again, air cooling has gone a long way, but it just depends.
Not necessarily that air coolers have gotten better. The CPUs have gotten more efficient.
Yeah.
If you're running a hex core, an octa core, or a quad core, there's absolutely no reason to go with a water cooled system anymore. None at all. I mean, if anything, if you want liquid cooled, I got a liquid cooled one of the self-contained ones where you don't have to, where it's just the radiator and the pump that are all internally stored. You don't have to fill it or anything.
Yeah, for the people that don't know what they're doing and just want a pretty neat looking system, you can use one of those closed system liquid cooling setups. Yeah. But the only reason you'd ever want to have a water cooling system in itself is if you're a gamer, you build your computers, and you want to overclock to the best performance, fastest speed. That's the only reason why you'd want a water cooler.
Even then, you really don't need to do it. I mean, I don't know if you still.
But that's my point. I didn't say you need to do it. I said that's the only reason.
I don't even know if you would really want to do it then. Did you see the test Tom's Hardware did way back when Sandy Bridge came out? When the i7 2700K first came out, and we're
talking about computer processors, by the way.
Yeah, they overclocked the i7 2700K to around 5 megahertz or whatever.
5 gigahertz.
Yeah, 5 gigahertz. Excuse me. On just an air cooler. and that thing ran like a champ. They had no problems with it whatsoever. And the ones that they have now are even more efficient than what Sandy Bridge was. So, like, unless you're running,
unless you're a guy who likes to modify your computer, you have to overclock. That's the only reason you're going to have water cooling.
The cool factor anymore at this point. It's just, it looks cool. I've actually had people tell me the reason why they got a water cooler wasn't because it was needed, just because it looked cool. Because you get all that colored water and stuff running. I'm like, yeah, what happens if it leaks?
There you go.
that's another issue. And then you got to make sure you're always putting the algae drops in the thing, in the reservoir, and you got to make sure you have that reservoir filled. If that reservoir runs dry, your CPU is fried.
Can you just put a tube sticking out of the computer so you could just keep peeing in it, and every time you pee in it, it'll help keep the machine cool?
Well, okay, we got a question out there. This is directed towards me, but it's from David Bolin. He's asking, Night Strike, is virtual reality a foregone conclusion for TV, gaming, web surfing? Well, I wouldn't necessarily web surf if you have a VR setup. VR right now is still in its infancy. It's gotten a lot better over the later years, but the issue is with VR, it's pretty much still just for video games right now.
Yeah, when VR hits the level of being the holodeck, then it might be worth looking into. Right now, not really.
Right now, unless you play a lot of video games and you want to, invest another $500 in your gaming computer. I mean, a decent gaming computer can run you anywhere between $650 to $850. Okay, this is even on the mid. This is even for the mid-range ones. Okay, it's not the top of the line, the most expensive, but just the mid-range ones. And the VR setups still are going to cost you between, if you get the low-end VR setups, they'll cost you between $300 and $500 additional, just because of you need the goggles. You need to, whatever charge system in case it's a rechargeable setup, and there's also cables and controllers that go along with it too. So it's not that it's a foregone conclusion. It's that it may eventually be a thing, but right now it's still just for pretty much video games and maybe some. And I'm going to say this. Maybe some videos, for, interactive videos, or just some, videos that are meant for VR.
Like adult gaming.
Right now, the way I see it is, if you got the money,
go ahead.
And you don't have anything else that you really spend it on, and it's something you want to do, okay. Would I be out there scrimping and saving pennies to get a VR set up? No.
More guns, baby.
I have thought about doing VR, and there are ways to do it on the cheap. Problem is, the ways to do VR on the cheap with your phone and your computer requires you to have a really ridiculous phone. Yeah. And I mean smartphone. And that's the way to do it.
Yeah, and the commercials make it seem much cooler than what it actually is.
It's much cooler than what it actually is. And really, all a VR system is just a VR goggles with a built-in LCD in the goggles itself. Okay? That way, it's closer to your eyes than a normal monitor would be. And it's all weird because it's, the monitor splits it into two different signals, one for your left eye and one for your right.
Yeah, it's almost like 3D thing. And depending on what condition your eyes are in, you really wouldn't be able to make full use of it either.
Again, if you have an eye condition, you need to get a VR setup that caters to allowing you to use your glasses, or caters to people who have bad eyesight.
Yeah, from what somebody was saying, I forget where I was. Somebody I was talking to, I believe that they have astigmatism, and they went and got one of those VR headsets, and it was like looking. It's like almost they were getting the same effect from it, like what you do if you have astigmatism and you look through a red dot sight. So, yeah, if you got astigmatism, I don't even know if your corrective glasses would be something that would help with that.
No, the blurriness is still going to be there.
Yeah. So, again, it's up to if you want to spend the money out for it, go for it. But it's not going to. It's not there yet. I mean, it's close, but VR is not the end all be all yet.
Yeah, and
it won't be for another 10, probably between the next 10 and 20 years will it start to make more strides. It's gotten much better than it was like back in the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah, we're not talking about the Nintendo one. You remember that, right? Where everything was red.
We're not talking about the Virtual Boy. I've got one in the attic. There's a reason it's in the attic and it's not on the shelf with all the other gaming systems. It's because it gave people epilepsy. But again, as I was saying, maybe in the next 20 years, they may have more advancements that may make it better. But right now, it's still in the infancy. So, quite honestly, just buy it if you want to play video games, and watch decent movies. Just get a decent computer. I mean, you can do anything on a computer. You can edit your videos. You can play video games if you get the right computer. You can watch full HD movies if you have a decent video monitor, or you get an HD TV that it hooks up to your computer, and you're good. That's really all you need.
Yeah, if you want
Pornhub really doesn't require a lot.
But the 3D setups these days are much better than what the VR system is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pornhub doesn't really require a lot.
Wait a minute. What are you talking about, John?
John just wants to failed. Now, John's over on Pornhub, but he's over there watching like In Range and Forgotten Weapons.
That's porno.
That's gun porn, right?
Yeah. It's just as good as any other kind of porn.
John has issues.
Shall not be infringed.
No, don't you dare.
John's porn.
Stop infringing me, Night Strike.
John's porn is infringing on shall not be infringed.
John's porn is strong. Be strong with the porn.
Okay, we're done.
The porn is strong.
I'm done. Kill it, Frank.
Oh my God. Either of you watch wrestling, or have you watched it in the past?
All the never time.
Not in a long time, no.
But you remember when Undertaker had Druids come out?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Last night on All In, Joey Ryan, whose character is a wrestling porn star, had a bunch of people that came out like the Undertaker's Druids, but they were dressed like male sexual organs.
That's awesome. That is freaking awesome.
It was strange.
So they were dressed as liberals.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And David Bulling says that computer technology grows so much so fast. Yeah, it's been summarized that within the next couple generations of processor, they're going to hit a wall where unless they come up with some really high-tech solution, they're probably not going to get any faster.
Well, that comes into the point where they start shifting away from traditional processors and they start getting into the whole quantum processors, and those are actually a thing now, and they've actually made great strides in quantum processing.
Yeah, and they're only about $3.5 million each one.
Yeah, right now they're expensive. They're too expensive for the normal person. But again, once they hit that point, the next big thing will be something like a hybrid of probably between a traditional processor and a quantum processor.
Yeah. The Bootios guys, David Bulling, that's the New Day. That's who those are.
The who guys?
Bootios. You don't know about the New Day and their Bootios? They came out with their own cereal. They sell it on WWE.com.
Never heard of it.
It's called Bootios.
Do they look like butts?
No, they're just like they look like Fruit Loops almost.
Fruit butts.
So Rich, what do they taste like?
I wouldn't know. I haven't the foggiest idea what they taste like. Don't know. Never had them. The New Day's new thing though is pancakes. I don't know why.
I like pancakes.
They throw pancakes at people. I don't get it.
I don't understand either. Anyways,
Are they good pancakes at least?
I wouldn't know. I've never been to a wrestling event and got one from them. But yeah, they throw pancakes at people and whatnot. One night they came out to the ring and were doing their own announce table thing, and they had the announce table was covered in pancakes.
Now that you mentioned it.
I don't get the pancake thing. They didn't get the cereal thing either from there. Oh, they also had ice cream bars at one point. You remember the old style ice cream delivery guy thing where it was the cooler but it was like a bike. You know, it had two wheels beside on the front, and then you had the cooler in the middle, and then you would ride it like if you were riding a bike. They came out to the ring on with one of those, full of their ice cream bars, giving ice cream bars out to all the kids that were down front, front row, second row, whatever.
Can't say I have.
David Bowling remembers when fiber was the next big thing. Are we talking food or computers here?
He's talking about fiber optic or fiber internet.
How do you know? Maybe he remembers when people were having problems going to the potty. Eat more fiber, kid.
Yeah, that was the big thing in 1970.
Eat more fiber, crap out of chip.
You might remember that.
I don't remember it because I wasn't born yet.
Actually, that became a really big thing in the 80s. And
Eat more fiber, take a dump.
Don, didn't you already take one?
All the time, man. I try to take as many dumps as I can per day. It's like the best feeling in the world.
Okay.
Shows.
There's a reason for that.
For Night Strike?
No. For taking a dump and it feeling good.
What's
for guys,
that reason?
It rubs against your prostate.
Yeah. Oh, I love a good prostate rub.
No, seriously, that's why.
Yeah. Or maybe I need to go to a doctor and have that checked out.
Your prostate might be a little too big.
Yeah, you're probably right.
We're not going to go there though.
They're gonna make a cereal and a pancake for my prostate. They're gonna toss it at people at wrestling matches.
Great. John Z prostate chat. Just what we need.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Hey Doc, let's go live. Hey Doc, before you start, let me turn my camera on.
Hey, why not? Boomer videoed him getting a tooth pulled.
That's true.
Yeah, they might not even flag that because it's a medical procedure.
Oh, it's education. That's right.
Yeah, it's educational, right?
Man, I can make 1 million subscribers right then and there.
No.
I don't know. You might turn off 1 million subscribers right then.
But I might turn on some couple of sick motherfuckers.
I think we're gonna stop right there.
Oh, come on. You think about my prostate all the time. Stop it.
No, I don't. Not in the slightest. Sorry, John.
But you admit you think about it.
No, I don't.
Your past life or the future. Either one. It'll do.
Neither. All right, Rich, can we kill it, please?
Do we have to?
He wants to go think about my prostate in private.
I don't want to think about his prostate.
We
Please.
probably should because midnight's going to be starting soon.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Save us from John Z's prostate.
Yep. So everybody, get ready to head over to Midnight's channel. If he's starting on time, he should be starting up soon. And
my man.
Anything to promote? Yeah. Either you guys have something to promote?
Just my prostate.
No, we don't want to. That's not necessary.
Okay.
Nice fight.
Check out Hit or Miss Tuesday nights, 9 o'clock. And check out GunTube.org.
Yep. And as always, check out Crazy Scotsman's what the things he's doing over there with his channel and the charitable things and the hashtag Help a Brother Out. I'm sure by now most of you know what's going on with us, the raising money for CMAX and Ed USAF, and then he's also doing the promote, and him and the other guys are doing the promotions for Justin's Final Mission. So be sure to check that one out as well. And we will see you next week. Have a good one, folks.
Shut up, you infringed!